Hey folks, in this video we're going to talk about the Keychron K2 version 2 mechanical keyboard. So let me get this out of the way. If this is the 10th video that you're watching to figure out whether you should get one of those keyboards and the price is not an issue for you, just get it, you cannot be wrong with it. I give the keyboard 8 out of 10 keys, so stick around until the end to see the full review. Hey friends, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Alex. On this channel we talk about code, tech and apparently keyboards. So before we start with the review, I'd like to give you a little bit of context of how my journey with mechanical keyboards has actually started. If you want to skip that part, just use the timestamps in the description below. I got my first mechanical keyboard almost 1.5 years ago, and I just gave it a try after having used the flat surface of the Mac keyboards. And I immediately loved it. It felt so satisfying using that keyboard that I just didn't want to use anything else from that point on. So back then I thought a mechanical keyboard has to be really loud so everyone can hear it, because what's the point of a silent keyboard then? And spoiler alert, I was so wrong about this. I started out with a no-name mechanical keyboard, but then quickly upgraded to this one, which is the IQ Unix F96. And this quickly became my new favorite, but it had a downside. The IQ Unix doesn't come with a German layout. And I thought I could get used to that layout, but I was still forced to use the German layout on other devices, so I was making constant typing errors, which really was annoying me a lot. So I knew I had to replace it, and I went out to find an alternative. And eventually I found das Keyboard. And das Keyboard actually sounds like the apex of keyboards, doesn't it? And it's a great keyboard actually. So it comes with things such as this volume wheel, which you can use to adjust the volume. It has a numpad, which I don't necessarily need, and it has 2 additional USB ports. And after having used this for some time, I still was missing something. I still was missing the form factor of the IQ Unix, so I was looking for yet another alternative, which eventually would be the Keychron K2, which we're going to talk about right now. When I first saw the Keychron, I wanted to buy one right away, but it was actually sold out. And like 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was back in stock and I got myself one. I've now used it for 2 weeks and I would definitely buy it again. So let's jump into the review. So this model is the Keychron K2 version 2. It has the German layout, it has the aluminum frame, and it has the RGB backlight. So you can see that it's very compact. It has a nice angle and it comes with these stands, of course, which you can just expand. And then you have like about a 9-degree angle here at the bottom. So the keyboard has 84 keys. It doesn't have a numpad, of course, but there's one key which I really like, which is this one. And that's actually a key to create screenshots. And this is something that I didn't think about that I would need it, but once you have it, you never want to be without it. So that's quite helpful. I'm using the Mac layout here, but there are also keycaps included for Windows. As for the switches, I'm using the Keychron brown switches, which have just a nice sound. And as I said, I don't prefer loud keyboards anymore. So let's talk about connectivity. The keyboard supports Bluetooth and you can pair up to 3 devices, but you can also use the wired mode using the USB Type-C cable. The keyboard has a 4000 mAh battery included, and that should bring you about 240 hours without using the backlight, and that's 10 days of typing. If you fancy colors, then the keyboard has you covered with more than 15 types of RGB backlight. And that already wraps it up. So the keyboard comes at the price tag of about $90 US, which is really decent given what I've spent on other keyboards already. If you like this review, please consider subscribing for more tech stuff in the future, and I see you in the next video.